I am Nathaniel P Hoot-Whistle, and the other day I stood outside my bar, just taking in the morning sun, looking in the sky, just feeling the sun touch my face, loving the feel of it and the warmth of it, enjoying the ambiance, when all of a sudden some asshole comes driving down the street. I could tell it was an asshole from a distance because of the kind of car he drove. He came towards the bar, and he drove right into the driveway next to my bar. I thought, oh, he must be coming to see me about something. He stopped his car and he got out and he just walked off down the street. I thought, what the hell is this, son? What the hell are you doing? My driveway is not your personal car park, son. What is this? And then I was about to say something and I noticed he disappeared. I thought, where'd he go, son? It's like the invisible goddamn man. He was gone. I didn't know what to do. I thought, do I blow his car up? Do I drive it through the bar and through the big wide doors in the front of my bar, and do I just drive it through into the garden and do something to his car? Do I telephone my friends? Well, a few friends I have left. Do I telephone them and say, come around, we'll do something to this son of a bitch's car? And then after a while, after I tried to think about formulating some kind of plan to take revenge on this asshole, and I saw him coming back down the street. Old as goddamn ass with lots of big shopping bags. He'd just gone shopping. He was using my driveway so he could just park his car there and go shopping. And he came towards me, and he looked at me, and he grinned. This massive big toothy grin, and he winked. I thought, you son of a bitch. And then he got back in his car, and he started to pull out of the driveway, and I thought, I'm not having this, son. You can't just use my driveway whenever you goddamn feel like it. I was about to go towards him, but he suddenly shut out really fast, and the handbrake turned, and he drove off down the street real fast. I don't know who he is, where he came from, why he did this, why he showed me such disrespect. So I thought maybe he'll come back again. Maybe he will. He knows he can get away with it because he knows I did nothing and I just stood there. So I thought, I'm going to have to camp out. And every day and night I'm going to have to sleep out here on the street outside my bar, hidden away in the shadows, just waiting for that son of a bitch to come back. And I waited day after day after day after night. And eventually, after one whole entire week, he did come back. And I saw that son of a bitch come driving down from the other direction this time. And he came up to the bar, and he parked his car in the driveway, and he walked off again. So I picked the lock in his car, and I snuck onto the back seat, and I kind of covered myself in the blanket. I heard him return and got in his car, and he pulled out of the driveway. So he just drove his car for miles and miles and miles, and then I heard him driving off the road. I could hear some kind of gravel sound, so he was driving off-road up some kind of track. And then I heard lots of voices all around. Then I heard the car pull into some kind of garage, I guess, and then stopped, and he got out of his car, locked the door, and walked away. So I pulled the blanket down, I looked up, and I was in some kind of huge kind of hangar, and there were all these other cars in there. I thought, what the hell is this, son? Where's this son of a bitch taking me? And I got out of the car and I looked around, and I heard all these voices in the distance. I thought, what's going on? I felt a little bit of trepidation, and I slowly walked along, really quietly, because I didn't want them to hear me. And I opened the door, and I just saw all these different houses all around. It was like some kind of ranch, but there are all these lots of shacks and houses, and some kind of big, kind of like hall type place in the distance. And all the lights were on in that hall. It's like some kind of commune or something. I snuck out of this hangar garage type place. I traveled around, looking in the windows of all the houses. It was all too dark to see anything. And I noticed that all the people were going into this main kind of hall type place. And I thought, maybe they're religious or something. So I snuck along. I went up to the window. And it turned out they were goddamn devil worshippers, son. I've been taking some kind of devil worshipping cult group. I thought, what am I going to do, son? I'm trapped amongst devil worshippers. I thought I'm going to have to run out of here. So I ran as far as I could, and what did I find? I found really high 10-foot fencing. I thought, I'm going to climb this fence. And I went towards it, and what happened? It was goddamn electrified, son. I grabbed onto him, and I was being electrocuted, son. I thought, this is it. I'm going to die. I'm going to check out. I saw my whole life flash before my eyes, all the terrible things I've seen and done. And then all of a sudden I was suddenly thrown from the fence. And my hat, this is the new hat, by the way, because my hat I was wearing, it was suddenly on fire. The electricity from the fence, it just kind of set my whole damn hat on fire. And I was not happy about that, son. Because that was one of my favorite goddamn hats I ever wore in the whole of my life. If I ever get away from this devil worshiping cult group and they don't sacrifice me, then I'm gonna have to go and find myself a new goddamn hat. My fingernails, they turn black because they've been fried from the electricity. So I tried to make my way around all the fencing, and I found the gates. The gates were like 10 foot high, and they were padlocked and had barbed wire all over them. And I was stuck, trapped in this whole goddamn place. So I made my way back to the main hall. I felt something in my back. It was a pitchfork sign. One of the devil worshippers had seen me, and then he made me walk forward into that room. And they were about to sacrifice somebody, some poor soul. They were about to sacrifice them. When they saw me, they decided they were going to sacrifice me instead. I said, no, I don't want. What did I ever do to deserve this? I've always been a good, saintly person. Why should I suddenly be sacrificed by devil worshippers? And they tied me up to this altar, and then they started putting all this fruit all around me. I didn't know devil worshippers were into that kind of thing, but all like different kinds of fruit, like pears and apples and strawberries. They put it all around me, and they all got ready. They were going to just sacrifice me to the devil. I thought, this is it, son. This is where I check out. My life flashed before me, my eyes all over again for the second time in the same night. I think they were going to eat me too. I think they were cannibals, son. Because they all had, I noticed they all had plates and knives and forks, and they started banging the knives and forks against the tables. I noticed there's no goddamn food apart from the fruit, son. There's all the fruit around me, but they were putting that around me. I noticed they had some kind of huge kind of fire going. This giant pot, and there was nothing inside. I thought, oh God, they're going to sacrifice me to the devil, and then they're going to put me in that pot, and they're going to cook me, and they're going to eat me. They're all going to have Hootwhistle for dinner. So just as I was about to be sacrificed, I looked around at the group. I searched for the one that looks like they could easily be persuaded into doing something. I saw one was staring at me. They're licking their lips. They're looking forward to having a Hootwhistle for dinner. I said, son, I just happen to own a bar. Well, I own 2 bars, and if you help me escape, you can have one of my bars for free. It can be yours, son. You can have your own business. Get away from all these devil worshippers, and you can have your own business, son, and live a happy life. He stared at me for a while. I didn't think he was going to help. I thought, that's it. I'm dead. And all of a sudden, he got up, and he had this shotgun, and he pointed it at everybody there. And he got one of them to untie me. And then we ran from that building, and all the devil worshippers running after us. And then I suddenly saw in the distance, it was my horse, my goddamn horse. He found me. He was running towards me, making lots of noise, happy to see me. And I thought, how could that horse be here? How the heck could it jump a 10-foot fence? I thought it must be some kind of magic horse. And I didn't care. Then I just ran towards that horse, and I jumped on his back. The guy who helped me escape, he was going to jump on the horse's back too. I thought, I'm not having that, son. And I just put my boot right in his chest, and I kicked him away. I said, no, come on with me, son. Now I got my form of escape. You're going to stay behind. I'm not going to give up my bar for nothing. And I rode off into the distance, and I shot it behind. It's just a twist of fate, son. Just the way things work. And then I noticed the devil worshippers were dragging him back inside, and I heard one of them shout, we got ourselves a new sacrifice. We're going to have dinner after all, son. So they're going to eat one of their own. And I just rode away, and the horse jumped the 10-foot fence again, because it's a magic horse. And we rode back all the way to the bar. I got inside, and I sat down, breathed a sigh of relief, poured myself a whiskey. And I thought about the night's events and what had happened. And I thought, should I have helped that guy and come with me? But because I feel no guilt, I couldn't feel bad about it, but I could think about it. And I thought, no. I thought, what has happened here tonight, son, is I have performed a good deed. I have, by not letting that guy come with me, I have provided these people with food. So these devil worshippers, they get to eat this guy, sacrifice him, to get to have their sacrifice, one good deed. And they get to eat the guy, which means they go to bed with full bellies. They get satisfied full bellies, they won't go to bed hungry. So I have provided them with food. That's two good deeds. Plus I have unmasked a disloyal person amongst them, the person who was going to help me escape, or did help me escape. He is disloyal to the rest of the group, so I have unmasked that disloyal person. So I have performed 3 good deeds, which I think makes me a saint. I think it does. I think I should be given sainthood because I have helped these people. I have provided them with food and unmasked a villain amongst them. So that's 3 good deeds I have performed tonight, which means all the bad things I've done throughout my life, weighed up against what I've done tonight, all of those bad things I've ever done, I think that kind of wipes the slate clean. All that's been erased now, because I've done these good deeds tonight. I've helped these devil worshippers. And they should be grateful to Mr. Hootwhistle, because he has provided their meal. Now I'm going to go to bed and think about all the goodness I've done today and tonight, and realize what a good person I am. Now I'll go to sleep content, knowing that I am truly good and a saint. A few days later, I received an invitation to the devil worshippers' commune. And they invited me to their next sacrifice. And they said, as I helped to unmask the traitor amongst them and provided them with food, provided them with a new sacrifice, they now consider me to be a fan of the devil worshippers. Well, I don't know if I like the sound of that sign. I don't know if I want people knowing that I'm on good terms with devil worshippers. And they wanted me to come to their sacrifice and take part and feast with them. I'm no cannibal, so I thought I'm just going to ignore it. I'm not going to go there. I'm crazy. It's probably just a trap. They probably just want to lure me there. And I think I'm going there for dinner. And it turns out I am the dinner. They're going to eat me again. Or try to eat me again. I can't have that, sir. So I just threw that invitation in the fire. The following week, I got another invitation from them. And they said I got to come and be a guest at their next sacrifice or else. So I just threw that second invitation in the fire. I thought, from now on, son, I'm going to be looking over my shoulder, wondering if those devil worshippers are going to come back and try to get me. Maybe I should